last night was a fluke. Trent Dunham, the Raw commissioner, getting involved in business that's not his. Yeah, he may be the commissioner of Raw, but I am the general manager. I don't call him boss. I don't even care if he is above me or not. Trent Dunham, don't get involved in things that aren't yours. You took away my y.W.c World Championship. Took it away. Gone. You put me in an unfair match against Sting, the Icon. Made his debut on for Monday Night Raw when he came out to challenge me, somebody who had already been in a very grueling match against Samoa Joe. I lost that championship in under 1 minute. Gone. Done. Under a minute. I was y.W.c World Champion for, I'd say, maybe a good 4 minutes. 5 if you technically count your entrance, because, you know, it took forever. And I saw you. I thought you were coming out to congratulate me. You were at a smile on your face. You were with the crowd, even though the crowd, you know, you were with the crowd. You were going hooping and hollering. But then you said what you said. And then out came Sting. No. Doesn't work like that. My y.W.c World Championship is coming back to me in 3 weeks' time. After this week. 3 weeks' time. At Money in the Bank. You can bank on it.
So I set out, cross that way, strike them down, to make them pay. But I can't hide, and I won't hide,
And hello everybody, welcome to y.W.c Monday Night Raw. I am Jimmy Bly alongside 2 co-commentators this week. It is, as always, the SmackDown Commissioner Steph Cole, and we're being joined by special guest Kyle Matthews. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me here on Monday Night Raw.
It's good to be here. It's going to be an action-packed night.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be very interesting to get some insight here of Kyle Matthews. I mean, I know you've been an avid fan of y.W.c, and you're about to see something pretty interesting here, because on Payback, just yesterday, last night, we ended up having maybe one of the biggest shockers of the tag team division take place here, when the Ascension practically got the tag team titles away from these guys, the Vaudevillains. We're getting ready for a rematch.
Oh, and this should be interesting. You know, the Vaudevillains are wanting those titles back badly, so it should be a really good match here.
Now, we were really surprised to see the Ascension in that match at all. It was basically an open challenge the Vaudevillains laid out at Payback.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I honestly almost was in my mind thinking, is this a fluke? Because as you and I alluded to, Jimmy, yesterday on Payback, the Ascension, they lost a matchup to a couple of YouTubers a few weeks prior, but they came out, they won tag team gold. It was a shocker.
Absolutely, it was, and you know, I don't know if the Ascension used that loss to try to boost them around, get them back on, you know, on track, or what. But whatever it did, it got them tag team gold, and now they are out here trying to defend it against the former champions. Match underway here. A lot of historical things happened last night at y.W.c Payback.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, we had, if I remember correctly, all but 2 titles change hands during last night's pay-per-view. And Kyle, I gotta ask you here, very often we see when a team wins a title, a tag team title, usually the following night, if there is a rematch, it's usually the tag team champions retaining. Do you see that happening here tonight for the Ascension?
I definitely think so. The Ascension has all the momentum in the world riding into tonight, so I don't see them. I don't see them losing the tag titles tonight. But then again, the Vaudevillains, former tag team champions, so you never know.
As you see a good slam there by Connor. Saw the double team already in effect as Connor goes for the pin already, but barely even a 1 count from out of Aiden English.
Yeah, you know, the thing that I'm seeing as the deciding factor maybe tonight that kind of makes me think maybe the Vaudevillains can get the titles back is because you remember last night, they put out an open challenge. They didn't know who they were going to be facing. They've already faced the Ascension once now. They are going to be able to put a game plan together, so I think now that they've already faced these guys, and now they're taking their second match against them within 24 hours, I think that that could be the deciding factor, and I honestly got a gut feeling you're going to see the Ascension drop the title belts again. I think the Vaudevillains will be tag team champs after tonight.
That's a very good point there. I mean, they know what they're in for, against the Ascension after facing them last night. They had really no idea what to expect last night.
That's very true. Now, I want to get your guys' opinion on what we just heard before this all started. Michael Norman's comments about the Raw Commissioner, Trent Dunham.
I'm a little confused, to be honest. I mean, we already saw last night that Trent Dunham does not agree with the way that Michael Norman's been handling things here on Monday Night Raw, and as a consequence, put him in that title match against Sting, who's now the new y.W.c champion. But, you know, he's poking the bear, I think. We know Trent Dunham is the higher authority as far as going up the ladder in y.W.c Raw's management. And so for Michael Norman to be saying, you know, I don't call you boss, I'm not going to follow what you said, he's basically, I think, just digging a hole deeper for himself here. Will we see another emergence of Trent Dunham? I don't know, but you got to think that with all those comments being said to him, I don't think that the road of consequences are over for the Raw GM.
Kyle, your thoughts?
I definitely agree there. I mean, this seems like just the beginning of things to come.
Yeah, and I just, you know, going back, I mean, Seth, me and you were there. We called that match. We were utterly disgusted at Michael Norman coming out to even challenge Samoa Joe in the first place.
And you got to also put into the factor as well, it took about 10 weeks for Trent Dunham to actually have to make a personal appearance to put an end to the tyranny, if you will, that Michael Norman has put the Monday Night Raw roster under. So with that being said, I think Trent Dunham has shown a lot of great restraint in trying not to interfere in what's been going on, but finally he said enough's enough, I've got to make some decisions here, and I've got to exert my authority and take care of business.
But you also just heard Michael pretty much say that the main event for the y.W.c World Championship at Money in the Bank is going to be a triple threat match. That's basically it, because you heard him inserting himself yet again in that main event.
Yeah, and I don't want to make any predictions, but I have a sinking feeling I know just exactly what that triple threat match might consist of, but I mean, I'm not going to make any predictions right now, but I have a feeling, and I can't say this with any certainty, but I have a feeling that this triple threat match may not favor the current champ Sting.
Pinfall here by Connor, and Simon Gotch comes in to break it up. I'm getting word in my ear that they're saying someone's telling me that tonight's main event has been changed. What was just supposed to be Triple H versus John Cena has now turned into Michael Norman saying if Triple H defeats John Cena, then instead of it being Sting, Michael Norman, and John Cena, it'll be Sting, Michael Norman, and Triple H.
And of course we know that the unholy alliance, if you will, between Triple H and Michael Norman, so tell you what, if Triple H is able to defeat John Cena tonight, that definitely is going to make the odds against Sting, and there's a roll up there. You know, I also noticed, when I went back and I mentioned that, you know, this is the second time these two are facing off against each other, so you may see the Vaudevillains be able to, you know, pick up the kinks that they had in last night's matchup. One thing I did notice was Simon Gotch got in very quickly to break up the pinning predicament. He was rather slow to try and break it up last night, and that's what cost them the tag team titles, so they are learning from their mistakes of last night.
Very
We're
true.
seeing a lot of good teamwork here, especially from the Vaudevillains. A lot of double teaming on the Ascension. Very impressive right now, and these guys really want these belts back.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, they do.
one thing about the Ascension, I've seen a lot of times where teams, when they suffer devastating losses, like the Ascension did losing to Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, that's something that can really fire a team up, and that could be a big reason why they've got such good momentum. We're able to take the tag team titles, and why they're being such a dominant force here tonight, again, in their title defense.
Yeah, and just not only that, but having championship gold will make any wrestler fight differently. They'll bring more aggressiveness, stuff to try to keep the things they'll do things that'll pretty much they'll do anything to try to keep those titles on them.
One thing too, when you're the champions, you can afford to, kind of push the limit a little. You can get a disqualification, and the tag team titles don't change. So, yeah, Connor and Victor, they have the luxury here of being a little bit more aggressive because, if they have a disqualification, if a countout happens, doesn't matter. Tag team titles stay with the Ascension, so they can afford a little bit these luxuries. Oh, wow, nice move there by Simon Gotch. Almost kind of like a reverse Kimura lock, and that could almost pull a shoulder out of a socket.
Yeah.
It's extremely painful there, and
Now, I'm sure a lot of us come from some kind of wrestling background. Seth, I know you do wrestling in other companies. Kyle, I'm not sure about if you have any wrestling background or not, if you've wrestled in any other companies before, but based on what you're seeing and just how this match is going, just your thoughts right now on just this match in perspective.
well, I mean, it's been very back and forth here. Each time it looks like, the Vaudevillains might have the advantage. The Ascension will fight back, and they'll isolate, one of the Vaudevillains into their corner. I mean, it's really hard to tell right now. I think these two are very evenly matched.
And the tag team division, both on Raw and over on SmackDown, there's been just so many well-versed tag teams. You got a roll-up here by Simon Gotch on Connor, and he's able to kick out, but, you ended up having, in last night's pay-per-view, you had both SmackDown and Raw's titles, their tag team titles, change.
Yes, they did. And it's just like you said. Every title was on the line at Payback.
Yeah, wow.
Now you see the
If
Ascension.
Kyle wasn't sitting between us right now, I would be giving you a right cross to the face, but okay.
Now you see the Ascension looks like they're in control right now, isolating.
Oh wait, did Simon his head just hit the bottom rope?
I think it did. I don't think
that could have knocked him out.
I don't think he's moving.
Go for the pin.
1, 2, and
Two.
a near fall.
He kicked out. That was very scary.
Oh, wait a minute. Look
Look
at
at
this.
Connor.
Wow.
Look at Connor. Oh.
Full Nelson slam.
Here's a cover.
Goes for the pin again. 2, 3, and the Ascension retained the titles.
And nice
Wow,
job
just
there
like
by
that.
Victor to get over and make sure Aiden English did not get involved as Connor swept up the scraps and got the pinfall.
So the Ascension proving their win last night was an absolute game to defeat the Vaudevillains 2 nights in a row to retain the tag team titles.
I mean, I'll tell you, when I saw these guys lose to Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, I kind of wrote them off, but they're looking as dominant as any tag team can.
Absolutely. A lot more to come here on Monday Night Raw. Such as this, we have Money in the Bank qualifying match. If you can see the lights go off, fireworks happen, we're looking at the new Intercontinental Champion.
We're looking at the 10-time Intercontinental Champion, defeating one of the toughest guys on the Raw roster, Baron Corbin, last night at Payback. The veteran experience comes into play, and how about this? Chris Jericho, the IC champ, with a chance maybe of moving on as well to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Shut up. Hey, look, between you and Michael Norman last night at Payback, I had an awful time trying to carry the both of you, so I mean, I deserve a break right now.
And in steps the man who claims he is the best in the world at what he does, taking on the Olympic gold medalist Angle. What a match this is going to be. Couple of very good technicians.
Yeah, absolutely. Kurt Angle coming in here. He's kind of been under the radar a lot on Monday Night Raw. He's come in with a shot at going on to the Money in the Bank to possibly becoming y.W.c World
There,
Champion.
see? Payback's done it to you too.
I see your point.
You know, one thing I'm looking at here too. Oh, go ahead.
I'm kind of concerned about, you two making mistakes. I'm sitting right in the middle of you. I'm afraid it's going to rub off on me. And
No, you're going to have to carry the two of us. That's why you were invited tonight, because the two of us are running about at 25%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I look at these two men, and, you know, for me, we've seen Chris Jericho in ladder matches, so it's very easy for me to see him moving on to a Money in the Bank ladder match. Kurt Angle, I don't really see him as much of a guy that you would see in a ladder match, having to scale a ladder to retrieve a briefcase. So, you know, in all honesty, if Kurt Angle is able to defeat Chris Jericho here tonight, that's going to be pretty interesting to see him in a Money in the Bank main event.
Yeah. The fact that Chris Jericho walked out of that, as the Intercontinental Champion surprised me, and I'm pretty sure it surprised Baron Corbin as well. But, you know, facts are facts. But you can't think about even Kurt Angle here. Kurt Angle, like you said, flying under the radar, has a chance to become possibly #1 contender for the y.W.c World Championship if he were to qualify and win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Well, what were we saying last night at Payback? Anything can happen. We wrote off the Vaudevillains because they had lost to Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. What did they do? They won the tag team titles. We kind of wrote off Chris Jericho in his matchup against Baron Corbin because a week earlier, Baron Corbin completely dominated Y2J. So, you know, I think the thing that we've been taught here in the YWC is you can't count anybody out. Doesn't matter if they're on a good momentum streak, whether they're in a slump. Anything can possibly happen. The unexpected can happen, and more oftentimes than not, it does.
Yeah.
Well, these two trading blows over in the corner here, and big slam there by Angle.
And you look at the two of these guys, too, they're fairly similar in their style of wrestling. Both of them, as Kyle, you alluded to, great technical wrestlers, both of them for a finishing maneuver. Of course, Chris Jericho with the Walls of Jericho. You've got Kurt Angle with the Angle Lock, with the submission maneuvers. So, you know, the styles very similar, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of back and forth between these two early on.
Nice takedown there by Jericho. Nobody's able to really gain any momentum. Like we mentioned, a lot of back and forth action. Can't really tell who really has the clear advantage right now.
And you also throw into the factor as well, last night we gave the veteran experience, of course, to Chris Jericho. Baron Corbin still kind of the new pup on the Raw roster. Right here, both these guys very well versed as far as their wrestling experience.
Yeah, very true. Two savvy veterans in the ring right now, vying for that spot to enter into the Money in the Bank ladder match. 6 superstars from Raw will vie for the briefcase. Only one will be known as Mr. Money in the Bank.
And that Money in the Bank briefcase is just so important because it gives you the opportunity any time within a year to be able to cash in on the current YWC champion. Doesn't matter who they are, and it doesn't matter when. It could be after they've had a grueling matchup with somebody. You can cash in on them. It's the ultimate opportunist. It's almost like a get-out-of-jail-free card kind of thing for these wrestlers, and we're taking this to the outside of the ring.
That was a nice drop kick by Chris Jericho into Kurt Angle, and Angle was on the apron there. And now
our lovely and faithful referee Charles Robinson beginning the count.
I don't know. Now I'm really glad that Kyle's sitting between the two of us when you call Charles Robinson lovely, but there's the code breaker.
I said loyal.
Oh, I thought you said lovely. Well, okay.
Here's a cover by Jericho. This could be it here. 1, 2, quick kick out by Angle. A little bit surprised by that.
Yeah, code breaker.
Code breaker could...
Kicking out at 1. That's a shocker.
Yeah, I thought the code breaker could put him away there, but Angle able to fight out of it. Now he has Jericho into the corner and just hammering away.
And it's true. I mean, you know, all it takes is one finishing maneuver, but this is how much that Money in the Bank match means to these guys.
Well, Kurt Angle just wearing out Jericho, and Jericho there with a double leg takedown, stopping Kurt Angle's momentum at least for the moment.
Go behind there, reversal by Kurt Angle. Now, Chris Jericho, he's the inventor of the Money in the Bank match, yet he has never won it.
Very ironic indeed.
Kurt Angle, I thought he was calling...
Jericho.
Go ahead, Kyle.
So Jericho wants to change that. I mean, he's been close several times, but...
Well, I mean, I also have it on good authority that Thomas Edison always still slept for the rest of his life with a candle in his room, but I mean,
Near fall there for Jericho, getting able to pick out it too.
Wow, big clothesline there by Angle. Looks like Angle might be setting up for an Angle slam.
He could very well be. Look at this. Here he goes. Angle slam on Chris
that
Jericho.
could be it.
That could be it. Is Kurt Angle going to Money in the Bank?
Pulling Jericho away from the ropes, coming down referee position. No, only a 1 count.
Wow. So Kurt Angle hits the Angle slam. Chris Jericho hits the code breaker. And both gentlemen only get a 1 count on their opponent.
A little bit of mind
Swinging
games,
neck breaker there from Jericho. 1, 2, and a
whoa!
2.5.
Wow.
Near fall.
Remember Kurt Angle's bad neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And Jericho trying to capitalize on that. Nearly had him there.
Leg drop there by Kurt Angle. A little unorthodox, but whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, I mean, I think that these two guys know each other so well, they kind of have to step out of the box against each other. And look at there, Kurt Angle with the waist lock takedown.
Both these two with the submission style finishing maneuvers.
Oh, wait a minute. Kurt Angle bringing Jericho down. Could be setting him up maybe to wrap in the ankle lock here.
Oh, getting a bunch of leg drops in now, working on the head of Chris Jericho. Oh, look at Chris Jericho. Went for a crossbody.
Angle was ready for it, though.
Oh, and look at there. Jericho going there to work on the arm. Maybe to take away the ankle lock in for the cover and near fall.
Yeah, they've had near falls on ordinary moves. They hit their finishing maneuver and only a 1 count. I don't get it.
I think maybe a big reason is both these guys tried hitting their big move as early as possible. Now as the match is wearing down, it's not taking a whole lot for them to be able to get a 2 count.
Angle face off the bottom rope. He hit the bottom rope.
Looked like he was holding his mouth.
He could have a broken jaw.
Somehow still able to kick out at 2, but yeah, you got to wonder now about that injury. And look at this.
Sleeper.
Oh, he tapped.
Oh, and Kurt Angle submit.
Wow.
Kurt Angle tapped. Chris Jericho is the winner.
Well, Chris Jericho's submission there, he had his right forearm under the jaw of Kurt Angle, and as we mentioned, his jaw hit that bottom rope. You gotta wonder if there was some kind of possible broken jaw or something there, maybe lost some teeth or something, and that was what Jericho exploited with that submission.
And Chris Jericho going to Money in the Bank. Here we go again. Up next is another Money in the Bank qualifying match. Out now comes Finn Balor. Except, you know how Finn Balor's luck has been recently.
Yeah, Finn Balor, quite honestly, it's been kind of a shock that we haven't really seen Finn Balor up in a title hunt at all. Now he's got a chance here to move on to the Money in the Bank ladder match where he's have an opportunity to be able to go for the y.W.c championship, but got to get through a pretty tough opponent here tonight, and maybe one of my favorite wrestlers, Seth Rollins, the Architect.
Really? I didn't think Seth Rollins was one of your favorite wrestlers.
Oh, I love Seth Rollins. I love the charisma that he brings. I love the way that he is on the mic. I just love watching him in the ring, and I think that tonight, Finn Balor may be one of his best opponents. This would be a really good matchup. I'm going to be starstruck here, so you guys might have to carry on commentary without me in this matchup.
All right, Kyle, who was your prediction for this match?
Well, I always look at the experience factor, and Rollins has, you'd have to give Rollins the advantage there. Rollins, a former World Heavyweight Champion, but then again, Finn Balor's a former NXT Champion, so
Good point. Very, very good point. Rollins making his way out to the stage. This is a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Another way for Finn Balor to even get back in the World Championship picture, and a way for Seth Rollins to kind of get back into reclaiming what was once his, not so long ago.
You gotta wonder too, I mean, one thing about the Money in the Bank ladder match is you want to have a kind of psychological advantage over your opponents, and both of these guys, you know, they're so quick with their feet, they're so athletic. I think that whichever one of these guys ends up winning this matchup, they're going to head into that Money in the Bank matchup as possibly the favorite because of how quick they'd be able to scale a ladder.
That's very true. You know, practically cruiserweights when it comes to ladder matches are these young guys. I mean, if you were to have someone like the Big Show or Mark Henry, you know, no offense to SmackDown, in a match, though, they'd be much slower getting up the ladder in comparison to someone like Seth Rollins or Finn Balor.
Not to mention the cruiserweights, it'd be easier for them to balance trying to climb up a ladder as opposed to somebody like the Big Show or Mark Henry.
That is true.
You take a look here too, you know, you were mentioning the kind of, well, it's not really a downward spiral, but it has been a kind of slump for Finn Balor. Well, look at Seth Rollins. He ended up literally having the title placed on him by General Manager Michael Norman, then he lost it to Samoa Joe, and now you find him actually having to fight his way into a matchup to have an opportunity at maybe getting the title back.
And you mentioned, you know, this being a Money in the Bank ladder match you're trying to qualify for. Seth Rollins is a former winner of a Money in the Bank ladder match. So,
yeah, you got a kind of assist there, but yes, you're right.
And
referee nearly getting hit there.
That's old news, Kyle. I mean, Charles Robinson has a death wish, I swear. I've already told him that we don't have health insurance here at y.W.c. We make everybody, wrestlers, commentators, I'm hoping that you signed one, Charles Robinson, referee, they all sign a waiver that we are not responsible for any physical injury that they suffer. So, yeah, he takes his life into his own hands there in the ring so many times. It makes me very nervous.
I ended up signing something. I really didn't read it. I just rushed through it. I'm guessing that's what it was. So.
If I remember correctly, I think I told the person that does all the paperwork to tell everybody it was an opportunity for a subscription for free ice cream. So if that's what they told you, I'm sorry.
Well, that's disappointing. I was looking forward to that
Although
ice cream.
Although we really do provide free ice cream. So we don't. So it's not like we technically lie.
Well, yeah, we kind of. Well, wait, you provide free ice cream?
Yeah.
I have been over here on Raw for about 3-4 episodes. You've never once offered me an ice cream bar.
It's in the back.
Oh, well, okay.
You're supposed to get it. We offer free ice cream up until the show starts.
Believe me, I would get up right now and go to the back to get an ice cream bar. It wasn't for the fact that my favorite wrestler Seth Rollins is in the ring right now. So you're awfully lucky that it's this matchup.
But it's not free anymore. As the other pennies.
There's a cover.
Oh yeah, there's a wrestling match going on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ice cream isn't free anymore. The show already started.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, I'll just sit here and cry in my root beer then.
Nice neck breaker there by Seth Rollins, getting back to the match here, and
Seth Rollins trying to figure out what to do. You saw him trying to, go around trying to think. Look at Finn Balor, kick up by Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins plants him back down into the mat.
Wow, that wave of momentum by Finn Balor, very short-lived.
Oh, you may have spoke too soon. Here comes Finn Balor, forearms to the face, and a swing blade.
And it's so ironic. I'm seeing so many similar moves out of these two men. You know, it's almost like watching the Kurt Angle-Chris Jericho matchup again. The two of them just so similar in the ring.
Knee to the face, that's the same knee that once broke John Cena's nose.
Speaking of John Cena, we're going to see him later on tonight. And if you're just joining us, John Cena versus Triple H, and John Cena's #1 contendership for being in that triple threat match at Money in the Bank is on the line.
Absolutely, all thanks in part to our favorite general manager.
Here's a roll-up. Super kick.
Beautifully played.
Michaels.
Goes for the pin, but hits, but Balor's feet are in the ropes. Oh, and look at Seth Rollins.
Could be pedigree time.
Pedigree by Seth Rollins.
That could be it right there. Balor appears to be out cold. Here's a cover.
And Seth
And he got
Rollins
him.
wins it.
Wow.
Rollins advances to the Money in the Bank match.
Boy, Seth Rollins looking good here tonight, but we know two men that are going to be in that ladder match. Chris Jericho and now the Architect Seth Rollins. Looking like it's going to be a pretty good lineup.
Absolutely, and we got Cruiserweight coming up next. As I said, Cruiserweight. Here comes the Cruiserweight champion, Tajiri.
Yep, the owner of Head Scissor City.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, poor Kota Ibushi. I actually talked with him.
Ibushi? Kota Ibushi?
I said Ibushi.
No, you said Ibushi.
I said Ibushi.
No, you said Ibushi. I heard you.
You've lost your hearing, apparently. Okay. Anyway, Kota Ibushi. I talked with him and apparently, he still is suffering some equilibrium effects from the 7 airplane spin head scissor takedowns he suffered in last night's championship match.
I can't help but laugh because
it's falling apart. Kyle, restrain me. I want to slap him.
Oh, look at that! Immediately a drop kick there by Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, glad that we were able to introduce Tyson Kidd. That's him. Yep. We were very professional during his entrance.
What would it mean for someone like Tyson Kidd to actually walk out of here defeating the I almost said Intercontinental, the Cruiserweight champion?
I think he probably would change his name to Tyson Man. He would no longer be a kid.
Yeah, probably.
And it would definitely put him in the running, for a future title shot against the Cruiserweight champion as well. I mean, showed if you can beat the champ.
That's very true.
But the one thing that I noticed last night about Tajiri is he's really been on his A game when the title is on the line. I mean, I made a reference to it last night. It did not look like Ibushi was at his A game. It just looked like he was literally getting dominated by Tajiri. And so, we're going to have to see if there is anybody that's able to step up and be able to go one-on-one and match blow for blow with the swift chops, the swift forearms, and the swift kicks of the feet of Tajiri.
That's very true, but right now Tyson Kidd's faring a little bit better than Ibushi was.
You know what? I actually figured it out. When I saw Tyson Kidd walking to the ring, he's got those earbuds that he wears. I have a feeling probably you were wearing them when I said Kota Ibushi, and you heard it as Buchi.
No, I heard you say Kota Ibushi.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
When this video comes out, I swear to God, you will see.
Oh wow!
Oh,
what a
nice
beautiful
swinging neck breaker and
well.
And wow, and he follows that up with that.
Yeah, that was that. You get a 0 for style points, Tyson. Sorry.
Even Tajiri was laughing at him for a second.
I think Charles Robinson was trying to figure out what happened too.
I think Charles Robinson's still just happy to be there.
Yeah, I think he is too.
Oh look, he ran away this time. They came a foot away from him. He just ran away.
Very smart. He's learning from his mistakes. Oh, look at this!
Oh,
got an armbar in. Could he make
arm breaker?
He realizes he's the only referee. He can't afford to get hurt in these matches.
It's true. I mean, he's had some near misses though.
No, because then we probably have to get someone like Kyle. Oh, look at this! Fancy roll up there by Tyson Kidd.
Reversal.
Oh, nice reversal.
And another one.
I'm not sure. Tyson Kidd's arm might be under the ropes, but referee not seeing it.
Oh, and Tajiri able to kick out of it. That could have gone on for 20 minutes.
That could have. Fortunately, it didn't.
Commercial. We would have had to take a commercial break in the middle of that. That wouldn't have been good.
It'd have been like it would have been like the Talladega Nights where they were flipping so many times in slow motion. They just let it go to a commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when they came back, they were still flipping. Oh, look at Tyson Kidd though. Tyson has really brought his game to Tajiri.
Yeah, he's definitely looking a lot more like a worthy opponent than Ibushi was last night.
Oh, look at Tajiri. Tajiri trying to get some momentum on his side.
Oh, wow, look at that. There's the quick feet of Tajiri.
Oh, Tyson reversed it. Tajiri was going for something, but Tyson reversed it, went for a kick. And look at the head scissors.
There it is.
Nice.
There it is. We saw 7 of those laid down on Kota Ibushi last night.
Oh, what was Tajiri going for there? Something, but Tyson Kidd reverses it.
Oh, kick right to the gut. What's he going for here? Oh!
Oh, boy, that is a lot of pressure.
Full Nelson
German
suplex. Beautifully done.
That's gonna
Tyson
be it.
landed right on his neck. Here's a count.
And oh, a 2 count. Man, I'll tell you, Tajiri knows how to pull something out.
Yeah, he does. I mean, it's amazing watching these cruiserweights, too, because you think of cruiserweights, you think of speed, athleticism, but you don't really count strength, and all of a sudden they show you feats like that.
Absolutely. Kyle?
Nice drop kick to the back of the back there. And...
Oh, my goodness. Air Kid.
Absolutely. Air Kid got him down. Tajiri is looking pretty bad right now.
Yeah, he's a little wobbly legged right now. Oh, but there we go.
As soon as we say that.
As soon as we say that, Tyson Kidd reverses. Nope, now Tajiri once again. 2 count. Tyson Kidd back on it.
Oh, wow. Nearly the 3 count.
It's just going back and forth here. And nice
Okay.
takedown.
Tyson
Forearm
Kidd
in
going
the
for a
face.
cover.
Yep. Not able to get it, though.
Oh, Tajiri reversed something that Tyson was going to do. Oh, and the kick. Tyson with the kick of his own.
Yeah, saying, hey, I can play that game,
Tyson,
too.
Oh,
he's
sharpshooter.
go for the sharpshooter.
He's got it
Sharpshooter's
cinched
on
in, middle of the
Tajiri.
ring. Is Tajiri going to tap out? He does not tap out. Look at how frustrated Kid is. Look at this. Immediately back into the cover.
2 and a kick out at 2 by Tajiri. Oh, the resilienceness of Tajiri right now.
Oh, going
Oh,
outside. Oh, my goodness.
Nice.
A spinning
Wow.
frog splash, it almost looked like.
This has definitely been the match of the night so far.
No doubt. They're putting on a great
If I
show.
kick out. Another near fall. We've seen a bunch of those, and no, that's NNSCRA.
Big time Insecurity. Tyson Kidd going for the pin after the kick to the head. Kick out at 2 by Tajiri.
Boy, how much more can Tajiri take?
I have no clue. Oh! Tyson Kidd.
And again, Tajiri able to kick out. Now you're starting to see the frustration settling into the face of Tyson Kidd.
Wow, Tajiri with a kick of his own to the back of the head. Where's Tajiri going?
I don't know, but it looks like Tyson Kidd's trying to cut him off at the pass.
Oh, here's a cover.
Oh, good cover roll up. 2 count. Tyson Kidd reverses.
Oh, he got him! He got him!
Oh, wow. That is
even-
a huge win.
Even Tajiri has no idea what's going on right now.
Wow. Tyson Kidd, a pinfall victory over the Cruiserweight champion. We could potentially be looking at the future #1 contender for that title.
Certainly put his name in the running there. That is for sure an impressive win by Tyson Kidd over the champion.
And now it's main event time. As you can see, coming out to the ring, pardon that thunder, it is the game, Triple H. Oh, and look who's with him.
Yeah, that figures.
Now, we have to give credit where credit is due, though. Triple H, the first superstar to ever officially make The Undertaker submit.
Oh, believe me, I'll give him all the credit in the world. It was inside Hell in a Cell. There was no way anybody could interfere. It was man on man, no interference at all, one-on-one, and Triple H, yeah, he wore The Undertaker down enough to get The Undertaker to tap out and win that matchup. So yeah, I give Triple H all the credit in the world, no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's something we never thought we would see The Undertaker tapping out in a Hell in a Cell match of all things, which has really been Taker's match over the years.
Yeah. And now here comes the Doctor of Thugonomics, Mr. Never Give Up. Crowd letting them know what they feel of him. It's John Cena.
And, I got to really, see what Triple H has got in the tank still left, because that matchup that he went up in against...
Oh, wait a minute.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Oh!
That must have seen that Michael Norman was coming out with Triple H and getting the rest out here to make sure that nothing happens.
Talk about leveling the playing field. Trent Dunham made his first appearance on y.W.c television last night, and now he's out here in the corner of John Cena. But I was going to say, Triple H went through, I think it was the longest matchup of the evening last night against The Undertaker. You got to wonder, how much does he have left in the tank here against maybe one of the more powerful men on the roster in John Cena?
I have no clue. Remember, he is Super Cena. So, we'll never know. Kyle, I mean, you saw the match last night. You saw how brutal and how long it was. Do you think Triple H has gas left in the tank to get it done tonight?
Well, I don't think he's at a full 100%, definitely, but we've seen over the years never count out the game. He's done some incredible things that we didn't think was even possible.
One thing, too, you could also throw a factor into, Triple H was in a grueling matchup, but he wrestled just last night. John Cena wasn't anywhere to be seen that entire pay-per-view, so he's kind of coming in cold turkey against a guy that may have had a, I can't really say warm-up match, but he's at least a little bit more loosened up.
Yeah, and you just saw it right there with John Cena with the hip toss. And you can see Trent Dunham out there and Michael Norman. How is that going to come into play?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Trent Dunham definitely saw the opening promo where the general manager, Michael Norman, said, I'm not going to follow your authority. And Trent Dunham, he's coming out here, I think, for two reasons. One, to make sure this is a fair matchup, and two, to continue with the statement of, hey, Michael, I am your boss. I'm higher than you on the corporate ladder. Whatever I say goes.
Yeah, Trent Dunham's one to connect with the fans. How much do you think it's going to come into play, Kyle?
No, it very well could. No, I think it's gonna play a major factor here later on in this match, in all honesty, because, we've seen things have gotten kind of explosive between Michael Norman and Trent Dunham, so.
Yeah, look at John Cena already working on Triple H in the corner. This has so far been back and forth. Both Trent and Michael have stayed out of it so far.
And right now, with how it's looking, depending on who wins this, we could see Michael Norman versus Sting versus John Cena, or Michael Norman versus Sting versus Triple H, depending on who wins this matchup as our main event for Money in the Bank.
I think you mean if Triple H wins, it'll be Michael Norman and Triple H versus Sting.
Right, exactly. Yep. Well, I'm trying to be as impartial as I can here. We know for certain the alliance between Michael Norman and Triple H, but just as far as an impartial card.
Yeah. I think Sting has a better shot at
saw Michael getting in the ring there for a split second.
Yeah, he looked like he was, and he's Charles Robinson. I didn't think he saw Michael, but apparently he did. You see him right there admonishing Michael on the outside, telling him not to get in the ring again.
And even Trent saw that. He walked over to the side. I heard him scream something at Michael Norman.
Oh, look at this. Got a submission in here. John Cena just ringing on the right arm of Triple H, maybe to take away the possible pedigree finisher.
Very true. Drop kick there by Cena. Yep.
You don't see John Cena go for drop kicks very often, but only when it seems to be desperate moments, and apparently Cena feeling that he really needs to go on the offensive here against the game.
We heard what the crowd thought of John Cena when he made his entrance earlier.
It's kind of interesting. You kind of wonder who the crowd would favor. I mean, John Cena's definitely maybe one of the more controversial superstars as far as his fan base is concerned, but you can't think that many fans are really appreciative of what they've seen out of Triple H either, so you gotta wonder whose side they're really on.
It's just the fans having fun.
Yeah.
We have fans having fun with John Cena's theme song, just like they do for Kurt Angle.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, look at this!
Attitude adjustment!
Hey.
Oh, look at Michael Norman.
Oh, come on. Michael Norman again sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. And, you know, Michael, of course, he's going to get involved in this. He wants Triple H to win because, like we said, that increases the odds of either him or Triple H walking out of Money in the Bank as the champion. Here's Cena with a cover.
Referee walked out of the ring.
Yeah, ref, where in the world are you at?
Referee's distracted with Michael Norman on the outside.
Michael Norman paying dividends, at least right now, for Triple H.
Cena may have had this match won after that, but...
Charles Robinson back in the ring now. Cena. I don't really know. Look at this. Take down there Triple H. With
Bringing
the
in
hands.
the right hands, man.
Right hand. Ignore that sign
Yeah,
over there.
take him, escort him out of the building, please. We don't allow those signs here.
Man, even after recording this, I didn't even know that. Okay, that's a more acceptable
Yep,
sign.
we'll accept that sign, but
we need better security here, apparently.
that guy there with the Colonel Sanders looking beard, escort him out if you're please.
Triple H bringing the pain to John Cena, and I know it's a Brock Lesnar thing, but I mean it's really true. And look, Trent Dunham actually communicating with the fans. So you see him taking a look back at the fans and everything.
You know, I'm actually just getting word that the guy that's been escorted out of the building, and we're only letting you guys know this just because I kind of find his name a little funny. His name is actually Koto George W.C, so I don't know what that's all about.
Look at Michael Norman distracting the referee again.
You know, and
He get himself thrown out here before too long.
exactly, I was just gonna say you're right, Kyle, because Michael, Jimmy, you know that we've actually seen where Charles Robinson, he won't take any guff. Doesn't matter whether he's on Raw or whether he's on SmackDown. He's not afraid to throw somebody out and put him to the back.
Wait a minute. Michael was I think he was just thrown out.
Was he?
Yeah, he's just walking away.
Like I said, Robinson's not afraid to take authority, and maybe he felt confident enough to do that because he's got the Commissioner Trent Dunham out here.
Look at this 5-knuckle shuffle by
Set him up for the attitude adjustment.
Oh, reversal!
Reversal!
Oh, an execution DDT style there by Triple H.
Beautiful reversal.
Moving Cena away. Is that enough to put Cena away? No, a kick out at 2. Triple H, good ring wherewithal right there.
And we have not seen Trent Dunham get involved in this matchup, so it looks like it's going to be one-on-one now.
Oh, look at Cena with the reversal of the pedigree.
Wow, we saw Triple H reverse the AA. Now Cena reverses the pedigree. Now setting him up for an AA potentially. He's got him up.
And he hits the attitude adjustment.
Is that enough? 1, 2, 3, and it's over.
Cena will continue his quest towards y.W.c Championship Gold. He's still in the triple threat match.
John Cena celebrating in the ring with Charles Robinson. Giving a shout out to Trent Dunham there. Wait a minute. What? Look who's back up on the ramp.
Oh boy.
And he's got a steel chair.
Yes, he does.
No, this could get ugly right here.
Trent, I think if I were you, I'd get out of the ring right now.
No, Trent standing his ground.
Oh, this could get ugly. The animosity has been building. Oh, wait a minute. Trent's
taunting.
Trent's telling him to bring it.
I don't know if that was a wise move with telling a man with a steel chair to bring it, but...
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Wow, Trent suckered him in. He suckered him in.
Oh,
my goodness.
Steel chair right to the dome of Michael Norman. Oh, my goodness.
The Undertaker. We saw him tap out last night in the Hell in a Cell, and here he is now, beating the crap out of Michael Norman.
You think The Undertaker probably was distraught over tapping out? He's unleashing all his frustration right now on the Raw GM.
And I bet this is a statement from Trent Dunham.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Trent Dunham, I have no doubt that he was behind all this.
Undertaker signaling the end is near. Setting him up for the tombstone.
Oh, a bad night goes worse. Tombstone to Michael Norman.
Undertaker sending a statement.
Undertaker sending a statement. Trent Dunham sending a statement. Both these men, a higher power on the roster and in the corporate room, and both staking their claim tonight.
Yeah, thank you for joining us here on Monday Night Raw. We will see you guys next week with more explosive action.